people.
Of course we got him in the end.
If he doesn't see bad, I can't help him.
What do you want from me?
He really didn't deserve that.
I want to join the mercenaries.
Oh, and why do you think I should be in favor of you being accepted here?
That was obviously to the wrong people.
What are the rules for a duel?
Quite simple. Both opponents have to have the opportunity to draw their weapons before the first blow. You can't just go and belt one of the men without warning. There has to be some sort of spoken challenge, an insult, or another reason to fight. None of the other men will interfere in a fight like that, unless one of the two gets killed in the duel.
Can you help me improve my abilities?
Can't help him.
I could show you how to use your strength better in close combat. A lot of fighters are very weak because they don't have the technique to use their strength properly. The same is true for dexterity and ranged weapons.
That was obvious. That's all just gossip.
Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
No.
Then what are you blathering at me for?
Nothing amazing me anymore. I can't help him.
Not as much.
Hey, where you think you're going?
To the house, of course.
Onar pays us not to let guys like you in here.
I want to talk to Lee.
What do you want from him?
I never knew that.
I want to join the mercenaries.
Fresh cannon fodder. Then go on in. Lee's in the right wing. Don't even think about wandering around anywhere else. But above all, leave Onar alone. He doesn't like it when people talk to him without being asked. Especially not guys like you.
As it is.
That was obvious myself.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
He never would have thought of that himself.
You have to step in and sort things out.
A few lockpicks would be helpful.
I heard.
That was no big deal.
I'm no better off myself.
Everything fine with you?
If it's something important, go talk to Lee. Otherwise, leave me alone.
Who the devil let you in here? What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
What makes you think that?
Gorn told me it was you who brought down the barrier.
Yes, that was me, all right.
I never would have thought that a man could survive something like that. What brings you here? You aren't here without a reason.
I absolutely must talk to the paladins in town. Can you help me get to them?
What's your business with the paladins?
That's a long story.
I've got time.
Zardoz sent me on a mission. He wants me to obtain a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos.
So you're still allied to that necromancer. I see. And the paladins have this amulet?
As far as I know, yes.
I can help you get to the paladins, but first you need to become one of us.
How can you help me get to the paladins?
Trust me, I've got a plan. I think you're the right man for it. I'll take you to the paladins, and you'll do me a favor. But first, join us.
What exactly are you doing here?
Quite simple. I'm gonna see to it that we all get off this island. Onar hired us to defend his farm, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. But our reward is more than just our pay. By helping the farmers, we cut the city off from its provisions. And the less the paladins have to eat, the sooner they'll listen when I finally make them an offer of peace.
What is your offer going to look like?
Essentially, it will be about our pardons and free passage to the mainland. You'll learn more when the time comes.
Gorn told you about me? What happened to him?
You remember him, don't you?
Sure.
He got caught by the paladins and was sent back to the Valley of Mines with a penal convoy. If the road to the Valley of Mines wasn't plastered with paladins and orcs, I'd have sent a couple of the boys already to free him. But the way things are, there's no point. Poor devil.
I couldn't care less.
I want to join you.
I'd hope you say that. I can use every able man here. The last mercenaries I accepted have done nothing but stir up trouble. In principle, you can start right away. Well, first there's one or two things we need to get straight, but it's no big deal.
What do I have to get straight before I can join you?
Onar, the landowner, is the one who employs us. You can only stay on the farm with his approval. And then there's the boys. I can only accept you if a majority of the mercenaries agree that you join us. But don't go to Onar before everything is straightened out. He's a very impatient fellow.
How can I convince the mercenaries to vote me in?
By doing what is expected of you as a mercenary, I should say. Talk to Torloff. He's usually outside in front of the house. He'll put you to the test. If you can pass that, you should have earned a large part of the necessary respect. He'll tell you everything else you need to know.
What do you know about the Ring of Water?
I might have known. You just have to mingle in everything, don't you?
Come on, tell me.
I'm only marginally involved in this. I know that this secret guild exists here and that the water mages are behind it. Since the fall of the barrier, I am no longer bound to the agreement I came to with the water mages back then. Of course, I still help when I can, but most of the time, I have my own problems and barely any time for other things. If you want to know more about it, you should probably talk to Cord. He's one of them, as far as I know.
I'm ready to join you.
Not before you've passed Tarloff's test.
Same old thing all over again.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
I couldn't care less.
Ever change? Don't tell me you didn't know that.
He wants to know. Of course we got him in the end.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Of course we got him in the end.
Listen to the wrong people. Don't tell me you didn't know that.
Don't say you didn't know that.
Nothing would have thought of that himself. I never.
What's new?
The troops from the city don't take away our livestock and harvest anymore. They don't want to play that game, now that we can defend ourselves.
He really said that.
My opinion. I don't believe this is gonna change.
Is it really true to the wrong people?
Who let you in here? What are you doing here on my farm?
Where did you pick that up then?
Nothing amazes me anymore. Will it ever change?
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Everything all right here on the farm? I don't see how that's any of your business. You don't belong on the farm.
I want to work for you.
I don't need a farmhand right now. My people see to everything else. You have no business here in the house, so get out.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Get that from me.
You're revolting against the city, or so I've heard.
Now listen up. I inherited this farm and this land from my father, and he inherited it from his father. I'm not going to allow that greedy imbecile of a king to make off with all that just in order to feed his useless armies. The war with the orcs has been going on forever. And where do we stand? On the edge of defeat. No, I prefer to defend my farm myself. The money that I save this way can pay for my own army.
Is it really true?
That was quite obvious. Of course we got him in the end.
I've gone about it differently.
I want to work here as a mercenary.
You? A mercenary? Don't make me laugh. If you were any good as a mercenary, Lee would have told me about you. Now get yourself out of here, pronto.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
I've gone about it differently. That's been
I want to buy a sheep.
What are you doing here then? See a sheep anywhere? If you want to buy a sheep, go out to the pasture. It's to the right of my house. Have Pepe sell you one.
I agree with you.
Where did you pick that up then? You didn't get that from
Don't even think about touching anything here. Otherwise, you'll get a couple upside the head. Got it?
What's your job?
Onar wants me to spend all day keeping an eye on his stuff. He's worried that something will go missing, and I would too in his place. Most of the mercenaries he's hired are former convicts from the penal colony. They'll walk off with everything that isn't nailed down if no one watches out.
There's a whole bunch of junk here.
That's right, and most of it is extremely valuable. Onar collects valuable objects. A simple man like me can hardly afford such luxury. I stick to other things.
And that would be?
I collect old coins.
Has anyone tried to steal anything yet?
A few, and I caught them all.
That's not my problem.
Don't say you didn't know that.
I'm no better off myself.
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
I agree with you completely. If he doesn't see that,
I've heard a thing.
Hey! What's new?
The troops from the city don't take away our livestock and harvest anymore. We're no longer playing that game. We're able to defend ourselves now.
What can you tell me about this area?
There are 3 farms here. Owners to the east and Sekob's in the north end of the valley. There's a path up to the high plain in the southwest. That's where Bengar's farm is.
Who's in charge here?
If you ask me, it's the mercenaries. Onar pays them, but most of them do whatever they like.
Tell me more about those mercenaries.
They're loitering around the farm all day, beat each other up on occasion, and think it's a hoot.
Who are you?
I am Onar's wife, Maria. What do you want here?
I just wanted to have a look around here.
With all these men on the farm now, there's no peace to be had inside the house. They just keep barging in here.
Tell me about Onar.
He's a good man, a little grumpy and very impatient, but we've all got our faults. I told my husband, "Why do you let the soldiers from the city treat you like that? Do something," I said. So he hired the mercenaries. Now I feel like I'm in the middle of a war. But then, we are at war, aren't we?
Do the mercenaries bother you?
Oh, well, at least the farm has been a lot safer since the mercenaries came. Back when we were still on our own, the militia came from town all the time to plunder our provisions. They dragged off the better part of the harvest, and they took some sheep, too. They did nothing for us in return. A few of those scoundrels even stole from us.
So what did they steal from you?
Mostly gold and silver. They even took my wedding present, a golden plate. I bet it's now gathering dust in the chest of some filthy city guard.
Has anything exciting happened here lately?
The paladins passed by here. At first we thought they were going to attack the farm, but they were headed for the Valley of Mines.
That's the first I've heard of it.
don't tell me you didn't know that. That's all.
I've got my own opinion about that.
I'm no better off myself. I'm not telling you anything.
Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
He said you would help me.
Fine, so here we go. There are 2 things you have to do before you can join us. First, you have to prove that you're capable of mastering the tasks that you will have to fulfill as a mercenary. I'll put you to the test. And second, you have to earn the respect of the other mercenaries.
Sort things out.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Well, how can I earn the respect of the other mercenaries?
For most of them, it'll be enough if you fulfill your task and pass my test. But you'll have to find some other way of convincing some of them. Some will try and exploit your situation, and others may not like your mug. You should try to get along with as many of the boys as possible. But if nothing else helps, then you can always take part in a duel. If you win, you'll learn to respect the most of them. But watch out that you don't kill one of them by accident, because then you'll have a big problem.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
What about you? Will you vote me in?
If you can prove that you can fulfill the duties of a mercenary, yes.
How's my reputation among the mercenaries?
Let's see. Wolf says he has nothing against you joining. Jarvis still isn't sure if you're on the right side. He doesn't want more people dancing to Silvio's tune. For that matter, neither do I. Cypher says that you owe him a little favor, and that you know what that's all about. Rad thinks you're a weakling. Sentenza will vote for you. He says you were a very reasonable man. Raul's against you. I think he can't stand you. I don't need to say anything about Silvio and Volko. Those two morons are against everyone. Buster said you chickened out when he challenged you. That's not a good idea. Maybe you should go back to the outpost and challenge him. The rest of the mercenaries haven't said anything. Most of them are just waiting to see if you pass the test. You're far from done, kid. If you want us to accept you, you'll have to do something for it.
Is it really true?
What are my duties as a mercenary?
Onar hired us for two reasons. He wants us to keep the militia off his back, and he wants us to keep things in order on his farms. That includes collecting the rent when the small farmers won't pay. So, what'll it be?
Nobody will learn anything from me.
You just have to listen.
Let me collect the rent.
Good. Listen, the farmer Sekov hasn't paid his rent to Onar for weeks. Onar wants him to cough up 50 gold pieces. Any questions?
Where is Sekov's farm?
In the north of the valley. Looking from here, that's to the right at the big crossroads. If you have problems, the farmers in the fields will help you find your way around the area.
Don't tell what he thought of that himself.
I want to improve my abilities.
Don't tell me you didn't. Do you know what he thought of that himself?
Can't go on like this for as much.
That's not what I heard. Is it really true?
Where did you pick that up?
How's it going?
The militia has bullied us long enough. Now that the mercenaries are on our side, they won't dare to just show up here anymore. The king may think he can get away with anything, but we're not going to take it anymore.
Know how to hold a sword.
Cypher told me somebody stole a package of swamp weed from him.
And?
He thinks you're the one who took it.
Oh, that's why the guy is always gawping at me so stupidly. I've been extra friendly to him lately because he seems to have hit a rough spot. But there was nothing I could do. I'd look at him friendly-like, and he'd stare at me like he wanted to kill me.
Nobody ever asked.
Give me that weed, or else.
Listen, all I've got is this one reefer of weed. Take it and leave me alone. You know that Onar's mercenaries look out for us, right? So don't do anything stupid.
I'd have gone about it differently. That's not what I heard.
I don't know why he gets so worked up. That's the first
Nothing amazes me anymore. That's all just gossip.
I wouldn't be so sure. He ran like Beliar himself was after him. You have to step in and sort things out.
I agree with you completely. That was obvious all along.
He thinks it's as easy as...
If you have a problem with wolves or field raiders, go talk to one of the younger mercenaries. You can come to me when the paladins show up here.
What?
Whenever one of you peasants comes to me, it's always about slaughtering innocent beasts.
I'm not a peasant.
Oh? What is it you want, then?
I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Tell me you didn't know that.
I want to become a mercenary.
You look more like someone who'd been born to work in the field, boy. Can you wield a weapon, then? So, how about one-handed weapons?
Well...
And two-handed weapons, then?
I'm surely gonna get better.
In other words, you're a damn greenhorn. Each mercenary needs to be able to rely on his comrades. All our lives depend on that. As long as you barely know how to wield a weapon, you're in the wrong place here.
You don't have to tell me that.
Don't say you didn't know that.
I've heard that you belong to the Ring of Water.
What rat has not been able to keep his big trap shut?
Lee told me about it.
Looks like I've got a deal with you now, doesn't it? All right. So what do you need? And be damn careful about what you tell me. For if I don't like what I hear, I just might skin you alive.
You could help me to get accepted by the mercenaries.
I can just see it now. Right, I'll try. What else?
Teach me how to fight.
All right, what else?
I want your weapon.
Do you now? Just try and get it.
I want your armor.
That's it. You've gone too far. I'll sweep the yard with you.
Nobody will learn anything from me. All that matters is strength.
You just have to listen.
Don't tell me that.
He really didn't deserve that.
I'm not telling you anything new to believe these days.
Stop right there, you lowlife.
Like you said.
Yeah, he really says that around people.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Do you really believe that?
Stop right there, you lowlife.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
I'm not touching that.
I'm not telling you anything new.
I've heard a thing or two.
That's been going on a long time.
What's up?
Damn it.
Put away that weapon. Smart kid.
You don't have to
Hardly
talk.
know what to believe anymore.
I'm no better off myself.
Hey,
Listen to the wrong people.
can you teach me how to forge a sword?
Sure. That'll cost you a bit, though. Let's say 30 gold pieces.
I'm no better off myself.
Fine, here's 30 for you.
And that was a damn good price, too. We can start as soon as you're ready.
I'd have gone about it differently.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
Teach me how to forge a sword.
It's quite simple. Get yourself a piece of raw steel and hold it in the fire until it glows. Then put it on the anvil and hammer the blade into shape. Most important, watch out that the blade doesn't get too cold. You only have a few minutes at a time to work on your weapon. The rest you can find out for yourself. It's merely a matter of practice.
I'm no better off myself.
It can't go on like this forever.
We need to talk, you and I.
What do you want?
I think the best thing would be if you didn't show your face on the farm anymore. See to it that you're gone by tomorrow. If we understand each other.
You didn't get that from me. It can't go on like this forever. I hardly know what to believe anymore.
What are you doing here in my kitchen?
Something smells delicious here.
Oh, yes. I know the likes of you. They're swarming all over the place. First, they try to get on your good side, and then when you need them, they're nowhere to be seen.
I'm hungry.
I don't dish out food to tramps. I only feed people who work. And that mercenary riffraff, of course.
I'm looking for work.
You want to work here on the farm? Only Onar can decide that. The farm is his, and so is the entire valley.
Actually, I was planning to join the mercenaries.
So you're another of those felons from the penal colony? I might have known. Just leave me alone. There's already enough of your kind around here.
I need a place to sleep.
Don't even think about sleeping in my kitchen. Go find yourself a place in the barn.
What's your problem with the mercenaries?
Ah, those morons really get on my nerves, especially Silvio and his fat buddy Bulco. The two of them have been sitting in their corner for days now, making life miserable for me. The soup's too hot, the meat's too tough, etc. and so forth.
Then why don't you do anything about it?
And what am I to do, Mr. Smarty Pants? Whack them with my rolling pin? I can do that to the farmers, but these lowly bastards just hit back.
That's been going on a long time.
Where did you pick that up then?
That's been going on a long time.
That's the first I've heard.
Do you really think it's
What are you smoking there?
Want a toke?
Sure.
Not bad, huh?
Where did you get the stuff?
I have my sources.
Do you do anything besides smoke?
Not at the moment.
I want to join the mercenaries. Do you mind?
Who cares?
Cypher told me that someone stole a package of swamp weed from him. Would you know anything about that?
No.
Where's the package?
What do I know?